Hey guys, Juice here. I am here to film a new video for you guys today. Today I am here to finally film my highly anticipated September book haul. I have new letters for my letterboard, so we finally have a letterboard back in my videos and in my pictures on Instagram. So definitely go check that out on my Instagram. Obviously, I'll leave that down below. My links are always down below, so definitely go follow me if you haven't yet. Happy Sunday, everyone. We are here to film my September book haul, like I just said. I have lots of books here to show off to you today. I went a little crazy in September, and then October and November, I put myself on a book buying ban to see how long that will last. I never done one to myself personally. I know my parents have done one to me in November for Christmas, obviously, and yeah, I just have a lot of amazing books here to show you. I have the first few books are gonna be books sent to me by Disney Books, so thank you so much, Disney Books, for sponsoring this video. I am so excited. I have a lot of new releases. I have a lot of sequels, finales, adult romances. Like, we have a lot here. I also have my book club pick in here for October, so let's just jump right into it. My window is open because it's so nice here in Vegas right now. It's like 80 degrees, so if you hear any birds, wind, traffic noises, not even traffic noises, but like car noises, that's why my window is open. So also, my whole family is home, so sorry if you hear any noises outside. Anyways, without further ado, I know this is going to be a long book haul today. So without further ado, we are going to start with my September book haul. So, like I said, the first few books here I have are sent to me by Disney Books. I am so excited for all of these. I have 2 ARCs and then 2 finished copies, and some of these are already out to this day, and I'm so excited to read these. So the first book I have is The Mirror Shattered Midnight by Danielle Clayton. This is the second book in the Mirror series, which the first book was written by Julie C. Dow, called Broken Wish. I have Broken Wish. I haven't read Broken Wish yet, but I'm dying to read this series. The series sounds amazing. They're set in 2 different timelines, and it's very short, so I feel like I can manage to read this. I already had an arc of this sent to me from Disney Books on NetGalley, but they also sent me a physical copy, so thank you so much, Disney. The back of this book says New Orleans, Louisiana, 1928. Shattered Midnight is the second book in an innovative YA series written by Danielle Clayton, J.C. Crevent, L.L. McHenry, and Julie C. Dow, following one family over several generations and the curse that plagues it. Like, if that doesn't sound good, I don't know what does. So originally this book was going to come out October 5th, but I believe it got pushed back to January. I don't know the exact release date for this one, but I will leave the release date on the screen here or down below. So I'm very excited for the sequel, and this is the first sequel out of many sequels I have on my TBR. Next book I have is one I'm highly anticipating. The cover for this finished copy is stunning. This book comes out October 26th, and that is Rick Riordan's Daughter of the Deep. This is supposed to be a contemporary with a little bit of fantasy, which, if you know me and my bookshelves, that's literally all I read. So having 2 of my favorite genre in one book, and by an auto-buy author for me, I'm so excited to read this. My friend Charlie, who's my co-host for my book club, just got an arc of this, and she read it immediately, and she almost DNF'd it, she said. So I'm very nervous to see why she almost DNF'd it. I'm supposed to have book reviews for all of these coming towards the end of October, so definitely follow my Instagram for that. Why do you keep falling? Oh my god, stay up. This says, in the best-selling author Rick Riordan's homage to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, high school freshman Anna Darker and her classmates embark on an ocean adventure that will test them to their core. So yeah, I'm so excited to find out what that means, and I am on a book tour for this and for all these other books too. So my book review date will be later in the month of October. Then I have one of my highly anticipated reads of the year, and that is Tristan Strong Keeps Punching by Kima Mabala. This is the third and final book in the Tristan Strong trilogy. I read book 1 and 2 last year and I really loved them. I devoured them as quickly as they are. And I'm so sad that this is the third and final book in this trilogy, because I really do love this trilogy with all my heart. Gum Baby is like so funny, and they are one of my favorite characters. Tristan is also an amazing male character to read from. If you don't know what this series is about, this series follows our main character named Tristan Strong, obviously, and he, at the beginning of book 1, he finds out he loses one of his parents, and so he's dealing with the grief of losing a loved one, and he finds out he's also part God. That's all I'll say about this. It's definitely very interesting, very high stake rates, and these maps in these finished copies are just gorgeous. I cannot wait to see how this series wraps up, and this one's already out on sale, and this one came out October 5th, so not that long ago. And then the last book I got from Disney Books, thank you so much, is Gail Forman's new release. This is Frankie and Bug. This is her debut middle grade novel. You might know Gail Forman as the author of If I Stay and Where She Went and We Are Inevitable, which I still need to read, We Are Inevitable. And then now her newest release, Frankie and Bug. Look how cute this cover looks. Like, it's one of my shorter reads in this book haul. This one I won't really give you a synopsis of, just because I have a lot of other books. I'll just read you what this says. Frankie and Bug stars 10, almost 11-year-old Bug, a feisty girl who just wants to play at the beach all summer, whose feelings left out as her older brother stretches his wings towards independence. And there is 11-year-old Frankie, sent from Ohio to stay with his gay uncle in Venice Beach for the summer. A trans boy who just wants the opportunity to be who he is. Wary of each other at first, Frankie and Bug bond over their mutual desire to catch the Midnight Marauder, a serial killer stalking Southern California in 1987. When the violence comes closer to home, what Frankie and Bug have learned about. So yeah, that sounds amazing. I honestly didn't know what this book was about. All I knew is it was a cute middle grade book, and it has some LGBT representation. There's definitely going to be trigger warnings in here, I think, so definitely look up the trigger warnings before reading this. And again, I'll have a book review for it coming at the end of October. Now we're going to go on to my piles of finales. I have only this much finales in my stack, I think. So the first one I have is True Life by Jay Kristoff. This is the third and final book in the Lifelike series. I only read Lifelike. I haven't read Deviated because I was kind of waiting for 2 and 3 to come. I already have book 2 up there on my TBR shelf. I'm hoping to marathon these last 2 books. I love Jay Kristoff. He's one of my favorite authors. You actually will see another book by this author in this book haul. So I'm not going to say much about this one just because it is a finale and I can't remember what happened in book 1, so I'll just probably binge read this whole series sometime soon. No. Next I have is Into the Dying Light by Katie Rose Poole. This is also the third and final book in this trilogy. The first book is There Will Come a Darkness, and I'm so excited for this one as well. This one, I know it got compared to Star Wars, and they got compared to something else. I can't remember what it was. It was like fans of Star Wars and Divergent, I think, or something like that. That's a weird comparison. I don't want to tell you what this one is about because I haven't read the sequel myself either. There's going to be a theme with these finales. But I'm so happy to have it in my hands, and they all look stunning together. So we love that. Next one is also another finale, obviously, and that is The Bronze Beast by Roshani Chakshay. This is the third and final book in the Gilded Wolves trilogy. I featured this in my fall TBR video, which I'll have up above or down below. I'm planning to reread book 1 and then finally reading book 2 and 3. Isn't this cover gorgeous? Like, yes please. So this one, again, I'm not going to say much about, but I have it now and I'm so excited. I wasn't a huge fan of book 1, so maybe rereading it will change my opinions. I don't know, but I love this grid cover. And then this one is a duology, and I already read book 1. It's one of my favorite books of 2020, and that is Steel Striker by Marie Lu. This is finally in my hand. I am so excited to finally be reading the sequel. I definitely am reading this next after I'm reading all these bodies. I'm gonna be buddy reading this with my friend Lori, and I am so excited. We both love book 1, so we cannot wait to see how this duology wraps up. I was so mad when I heard this was only a duology though, because I was just like, I love her writing so much. There's so much action-packedness. It is full of adventure, and this cover is stunning on its own, but there's also Steel Striker on the spine or on the pages like it was on Sky Hunter. And then they also have the gorgeous naked cover right there. I'm like, Marie Lu, you are killing it with your covers lately. So yeah, I have this. I'm so excited. I will definitely read this in the month of October. Next book I have, I'm gonna have 2 copies coming, I think, because I forgot to cancel my Beacon edition. But that is Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the first book in a new series. I think this is set in the same world as the Cursebreaker trilogy. I almost forgot what it was called. I wasn't a huge fan of her first fantasy series. I'm sadly disappointed by it. Book 1 I really loved. Book 2 was alright, and so was book 3. But I'm curious to see how this one will go. It's the first book in a fantasy series. This one says, a kingdom divided by corruption. The king desperately holding it together. A girl willing to risk everything to bring it all crashing down. Also, I know my friend Lori has this one. So Lori, if you want to better read this, we can. So very excited for this, and I cannot wait to see what Beacon will do to their editions. Next book, I'm having 2 copies of this one as well. This one that I'm about to show off is a beautiful Barnes & Noble edition, and then I'm also getting the Owl Crate edition of this one, so I don't know which one to keep. And that is the Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Like, I can't even show you how beautiful this cover is without my ring light affecting it. So this is the exclusive and a rare pink edition. I say rare now because I don't think you can get these unless you had them either pre-ordered or you had them the day of the release. So I don't know if Barnes & Noble still has them in the stores. But I'm really excited for this. There's that quote here. It says, recipes of ancient North translated for the first time in 500 years. So very curious to find out what that means. I know this is set in the same world as Carnival, and it follows one of the characters that we meet in Carnival. This is also a signed copy, so we love that, and I cannot wait to read this one. Next one is also a new release from Disney, and that is What Once Was Mine by Liz Braswell. This is the 12th installment of the Twisted Tale series. I got this book as a birthday gift from my friend Heather. So Heather, thank you so much for pre-ordering this book for me. I'm so excited to read it, just like I'm going to say multiple times. This is the only series where you can read out of order. and I'm probably will be reading this one soon. I just don't know if I'll be reading it this year or save it for next year, because I do have a few Twisted Tale books on my TBR cart over here, so I kind of want to do a theme reading vlog. So if you like that, let me know down below. Next sequel I'm really looking forward to. I love the first book. The first book was a 5-star read for me last year. It was actually on my favorite list. And that is Maya and the Return of the Godlings by Raina Barron. Raina Barron is quickly becoming a favorite author of mine, and I've only read 3 books by her. Like, how amazing is that? She's also known for Kingdom of Souls. I almost forgot the title of the series. Kingdom of the Souls series, I read book 1 and 2 in that trilogy and loved it. And then I read book 1 of this book last year. This is a middle grade series following a main character named Maya, and she finds out she's part goddess. I loved book 1. I devoured it. It was a really fast, easy read. And if you're looking for a good middle grade series to start, I feel like this is a great one to go to. Also, if you love Percy Jackson, it's definitely giving me the Percy Jackson feel of this middle grade series. So this cover is also stunning. Like, can we just say yes, please? The only problem is I don't know what color this can go on my rainbow shelf. Let me know what you guys think. Blue, green, black, I don't know. Next book I have is The Hathorn Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second installment of the Inheritance Game trilogy. Everyone thought this was going to be a duology, but the author herself just announced there's going to be the 3rd book in this trilogy coming out next year. So I'm so excited to see how this one will end. I really loved book 1, obviously. I've already read book 1 with my friend Lori last year, and I remember loving it and gave it 5 stars as well. And then I pre-ordered this one as soon as I finished book 1, so I waited like a whole year almost. So I already know my friend Lori read this already. I think she read it either September or she read it this month. But I can't wait to see what I would think of this one, and hopefully I'll love it just as much as I loved book 1. I do have the audiobook from Libro FM, so hopefully I'll read this sometime soon because it's on my fall TBR. The next book I have is an ARC that was sent to me by Penguin Teen, and that is The Other Marilyn by Robin Schneider. I don't know much about this except it says a classic Arthurian legend becomes the ultimate historical rom-com and this witty reimagining from best-selling author. So I love a good Arthurian reimagining. The last one that I read was Legendborn, and that was so good, so I have high hopes for this one. And this book is a little bit of a chunker, so hopefully I'll have this. This one came out September 21st of 2021. Then we have Battle of the Bands by Lauren Gabby and Eric Smith. I know I so butchered that. I'm so sorry. This cover is gorgeous as well. This has 16 stories, 16 dreams, 1 epic night. So we have 16 YA authors from Brittany Cavalleo, J. Coles, Katie Catugno, Sean David Hutchison, Ashley Poston, and of course Eric Smith, Jasmine Werga, Ashley Woodfolk, and Jeff Zentner are a few authors that I recognize and that I've read from, so I'm curious to see how their stories would go in this one. Then our October book club pick for the month, our book club pick for the month of October for queer reads is Visapray by Ayana Gray. My friend and co-host Charlie already read this, and she said she wasn't a huge fan of it, so I'm really nervous to see if I would love it. But again, I have the audiobook from Libro FM, so hopefully I'll read this sometime soon. I am still behind on my own book club, so I definitely am going to do a reading vlog to get me motivated. And then the new release I have is The Last Legacy by Adrienne Young. This one, at first I thought this was going to be like a first book in a duology, because that's what it kind of sounded like it on her Instagram. but I guess this is only a standalone set in the same world as Fable and Namesake, which I just wrapped that duology up this year, and oh man, I really loved it. I cannot wait to see what happens in this one. This one we follow the cast that we met in Namesake, so I'm very curious. I'm really interested in their storyline, so I can't wait to see how this one goes. My friend Charlie read this one already, and she loved it, she said, so very excited for that. And then we have White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is Tiffany D. Jackson's first horror novel. I already read the preface of this multiple times. It sounds so good, so amazing. Definitely perfect for October. Then we have Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Merino Garcia. This one I don't know much about, except it's set in Mexico City dealing with vampires and werewolves. I can never say that word fast. This one is going to be a book club pick for my friend Brendan's channel. He has one on BookTube here. I'll leave it down below. He also has a book club on Instagram, so definitely am excited, and I'm a co-host for it, so this should be a live show for this at the end of the month. We don't have a set time date yet, but hopefully soon. Then we have The Cursed Carnival by Rick Riordan and other authors. All the Rick Riordan Presents authors have a short story, and there's new characters in here is what I heard, so I cannot wait to see what those new characters are. Then we have Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. This is his newest book. He's well known for The House in the Cerulean Sea. I love that book. That's one of my favorite reads of last year. I can see why everyone loved that one, and I have a feeling this one would be as perfect as I think I will. Also, this has a bonus short story in here because I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Next I have It All Comes Back to You by Farhad Naz Rishi. This is the new book by this author. Her first book was I Hope You Get This Message, which is a dystopian / contemporary novel, and this one is straight on contemporary. This has some fake dating in here, which is one of my favorite tropes, and I don't want to know much about this one. It just says, for fans of Pride and Prejudice and When Dimple Met Rishi comes an enemies to lover rom-com about first love and second chances. Like, what more do you need? I'm probably going to save this for the summertime though, because that's normally when I read all my contemporary books. And then the next 4 books I have, I'm going to show you at the same time because I got them from Book of the Month. This one I've already showed off in my August book haul, but it was officially released in September, and that's The Inheritance of Orchidia Divian. This one, it sounds amazing. It says, the stars have shifted, the earth has turned, the time is here, I am dying, come and collect your inheritance. Like, if that doesn't sound good, I don't know what does. Very excited for this. I love Zadori Gardavio as an author, and I cannot wait to see what she does with this new world. Then we have The Sweetest Remedy by Jane Igaro. I'm so sorry if I butchered this. This one says, when a woman travels to Nigeria to attend the funeral of the father she never knew, she meets her extravagant family for the first time, finds a new and inspiring love interest, and discovers part of herself she didn't know was missing. This one sounds so cute, and it sounds like something I would love. If not, I know my friend Taylor loves romance novels, so I can hand this off to her. Next I have is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Beanie. This one is trending a lot right now, and this one sounds so good as well. This deals with a married couple who goes to these cabin every time, and instead of the wife handing them a present, they find out the husband is dead. Like, what? It sounds so good. I know a lot of people have been loving it lately, so I'm so excited to see where I will fall on the spectrum. And then we have Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Merino Garcia. This is our newest books, and I don't know much about it, so there's that. Then the last new release that I have is Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Don't know why I need to say more. This is the gorgeous Barnes & Noble edition with these illustrations inside. And it was signed by J. Kristoff himself, which I kind of forgot that it was signed. So we love that. Also, V.E. Schwab blurbed this, and the size of this book, like, yes please. So yeah, that was my September new releases book haul, part 1, and I'll be back with another book haul soon. Bye.